film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it. Real big close-up. And we spoke to a scientist to make sure it was, you know, physically correct and whatever. We said, hey, scientist guy, like, how much damage could a raccoon realistically do? And he told us a lot.
Hey y'all, he's Cool.
And he's Kegs. Kegs, who do we have on tonight?
We have a veteran, absolute veteran of the game, Mr. MioDano. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Absolutely fabulous. How are you guys?
I'm good.
I'm fair to middling. I call it fair to middling.
Yeah. What is it? Fergie said I'm boobalicious. Or was that Beyonce?
Something along them lines.
Something like that. We're gonna have to get Perky to do one of those voices.
Oh God.
Well.
Oh yeah. Pardon the pun, Perky, and I said boobalicious.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, here's the deal. I know you've listened to a few of these, so we'll make it super easy. Who are you inside the game, for people that don't know?
Am I inside the game?
Mm-hmm. Like, who do you fly for? And...
I'm not much as of late.
Well, that's okay. How about your history, though? Because I know you've been around for a while.
I'm sorry, it was breaking up.
Just your history. Like, how long ago did you start, that kind of thing?
I've just pretty much been in, gosh, I don't know, Kegs, when did I start? You were in USN when I jumped in there. Went into USN, immediately Raptor recruited me in a general chat. I just put a little blurb out in English chat, just, hey, looking for a squad, and then I think he said something that I'd be remiss, or it'd be a mistake if I didn't come to USN, and I went to USN, and I pretty much have been there ever since, through semi-retirement from the game, and then, you know, before that, when we had our friendships with other squads, where we'd jump back and forth and help each other, and stuff like that, because I'm mostly loyal. That when I give myself to something, unless they just absolutely are just morons or just not very intelligent, I stick with it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the family there at USN, have had a blast in the game, and you know, it's just a little escape from reality, from all the damn stress of work life.
Amen.
Right. I don't think I was very long in, but when you started, to be honest. I mean, I got to be getting close to 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think you were there for probably a month, maybe a month and a half or two.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Yeah, and then you and Newfi were kind of like the ones that welcomed me on.
We seem to be experiencing some connection issues.
Discord.
What's that?
You're gonna have to repeat that one, buddy. Your connection lagged out for a minute there, and you got all alien sounding.
Yeah, it's freaking I-10, you know. going up and down a couple of small hills, and yes, Florida has hills. Just they only go about 200 feet above sea level, but everything else is pretty much at a foot above sea level. So,
well,
it technically is a hill.
You're with redneck friends. We understand.
Yeah, I'm actually in right now. I'm in the redneck Riviera right now.
Pontoon boats for days.
It's good living in this area, but I don't live here anymore. I'm down in Central Florida. But yeah, no, I was just saying when I first jumped into USN, when I first came in game, I think it was you, Kegs, and Newfi, and maybe BD6 and I. We didn't really talk a lot until later. That really were the first couple folks in USN that I spoke with outside of our general Discord server for the squad.
You and I would BS here and there.
Yeah. And then you and I really started talking about my son's training to be an MMA fighter.
Yep. Because I guess I've never really said that. So I guess for everyone that didn't know, I used to cage fight a little bit. So I was a really big talking point for the two of us. We'd have some. Well, actually, wasn't it Raptor that said take your shit into the bedroom or some shit like that? It's because we had like just pages and pages of shit going on the Gen Chat and Discord.
Well,
yeah.
Well, speaking of that, you want to shout out
eloquence about him.
You want to shout out your son, actually, since we're
Raptor.
Well, yeah, no, I meant as far as the cage fighter thing.
Yeah, he's training to he's trying to have his first fight this December, and his goal is within 3 or 4 fights, sometime next year, to get an invitation into the UFC.
Oh, that's fantastic. How old is he?
It's gonna be awesome.
How old is he?
He's 20. He'll be 21 in February.
Oh, he's a young kid. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely gotta.
Beast.
Yeah, keep us informed on that for real.
All right, I have no problem sharing this publicly, but look out for the name Ashton Bryant Burdett. He's a beast.
Ashton
He doesn't
Bryant.
have a profile online yet, but after he gets his first couple fights, that'll start happening.
Well, and it'd be nice to maybe have him come and talk to us, just life of an MMA fighter.
Yeah, maybe after his first fight or two. He's kind of, believe it or not, he's kind of he's not the guy that he wants everybody looking at him. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be the center of attention. He prefers to be the gray man in the room.
Yeah. Well, and that's okay. But yeah, I figure more people that know about him, the better. Especially Proud Dad.
Yeah, dude. Whether he makes it or not, obviously as my son, I'm proud of him. But just the discipline that he's demonstrated in doing this on his own,
Yeah.
and pursuing his dream on his own, I've offered 100% of my support. And for now, he's turned it down because he's like, Dad, this is my dream, my thing. I wanna do this.
Wow.
I don't want someone to say that I had it handed to me. You know, this is something I need to work for. And the kid, he'll do squats at night. He'll do, because he's got a squat rack in the garage. He'll do squats so much that his legs will just be jelly. He'll have to crawl upstairs to his room.
Wow.
And he'll call me and say, yeah, I thought I was going to cramp up while I was crawling up the stairs to my room. I was doing so many squats. That's the kind of drive and work ethic that he's got to pursue his dream, and that's like with my generation that wasn't unusual, but with his generation that's kind of unusual, and that alone makes me proud of it.
Yeah.
Whether he makes it
Absolutely.
whether he makes it in the fight game or not, I'm proud of his commitment to what he's what he's pursuing.
Well, you were saying.
Well, with that kind of conviction, I'd be willing to bet he's going to make her pretty damn far.
Yeah, and you were saying
Let's see.
Well, you were saying in the pre-interview he would get bored and just go and roll with people.
He'll go to the gym. He'll go to his gym, right? So he's at a gym in Chattanooga with Trevor Peake, who is in the UFC, and he'll roll with guys. And for those listening, all 2 people or 20 or 200 or however many or 1,000, whatever.
I like to say 13.
Well, 15 subscribers. Normally about 40.
For purposes, rolling means grappling or sparring.
Yeah.
He'll go to the gym at like 4 in the morning and he'll roll with people. Whoever will step up. He'll go for 3 hours. He just the other day he called me on his way home and said, "Yeah, I just finished. I was in the gym rolling for 3 hours." And I'm like, "How do you have that energy?"
That's crazy.
Like, it's what I want to do, Dad. I got to do this.
To be young again, yeah. To be young again.
I mean, he's doing what we did in football 2-a-days. You know, you practice in the morning and then in the afternoon. So he's doing that on himself, and he does not have a coach right now, a formal coach. So this is all him, and that's what I'm proud of.
Yeah, dude, it takes somebody special to do that.
Now, here's a question: have you ever sparred with your son, or would you spar with your son?
No, I'm 6'3", 290, 295. He'd probably kick my ass at this stage.
Yeah.
If it was straight up fist to fist, but I'm old school, like my dad taught me. I'm gonna pick up whatever the fuck is around, and I'm gonna hit you in the head with it.
Yeah.
You have to, as a father, you have to instill the fear of God in your young man, son. But he's not like that. He's very respectful and very ethical. He's just very. He's not one. Like I've got some friends that have kids that later in life they're probably gonna have to fight with. But he's not that type of person. But if it came to it, if we're going to jump in the ring and spar with each other, he'd kick my ass.
Yeah.
He's tough as nails, man.
Well, and
that
you said
kid
he
is
was
fucking tough.
You said he was smart too, as far as analytics and stuff. So that's a good combination, man. Sounds like you made a good one.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the fight game, he is very cerebral, and he's not emotional. So he doesn't. What that means to the listeners is, if he gets hit, it's not pissing him off.
Yeah.
He's thinking about how to change the fight to minimize damage, and then inflict more damage to his opponent. So he's constantly analyzing his opponent and studying them and breaking them down. And he's self-coaching is what he's doing basically.
Wow.
And I'm proud of him. I'm very, very, very proud of him.
Well, heck yeah, it sounds like you should be. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know about this until tonight. So he's definitely got some fans here, and we'll definitely try to help him out as much as possible. We're not huge or anything.
That's bringing this back around to the game, right? Because I mean, we've all been in the servers where everybody bullshits and cuts on each other and burns each other and just has most are just having fun. Some of them seem to have taken it personal, but for the most part, everybody's having fun, right? Because it's an escape. But that's what this community has really impressed upon me, because I've played a shit ton of strategic games, castle building games, all kinds of stuff, right? And I never really got sucked in like this. And it's been more the community. I mean, I got sucked into a couple games for a couple of years, but even when I was a month or two too busy with work and not even in game, I was still bouncing in and out of some servers and some chats because of the community, because of the people, because of talking to different people, because of the backgrounds and the interests and everything like that. And it's fun to be in a community like that and have discussions with people that you don't necessarily agree with their ideology or anything anything, but you respect them and you respect where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And that's a discourse that I think we've lost in this wonderful country of ours. And that's something that I've enjoyed in the game is there's been some interesting conversations that I've been a part of or that I've just witnessed. That I've walked away, didn't necessarily change my thinking, but it gave me pause and made me go, you know what, that's an interesting perspective because I haven't walked in their shoes, so I haven't been able to see it from their perspective. And they shared that with me in a non-aggressive manner and allowed me to digest that information and go, you know what, that's interesting. I need to incorporate that in my thinking.
Yeah, and that's very poignant.
And I appreciate people like that.
Well, and there's no secret. That's why I'm still around is because of the community. And here's the thing. So I was having these conversations privately, you know, getting to meet all these fantastic people. And that's kind of where the idea came from, where, you know, if someone, why not share, you know, these conversations with people so they can, you know, maybe do the same thing that you were doing. You know, you said it would give you pause. Well, the way I look at conversations, especially when I'm arguing with somebody, is no matter what happens, it's either going to reinforce what I believe or think, or it's going to change my mind, or somewhere in between is where it usually ends up. So definitely take advantage of all these conversations, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you don't change somebody's mind by debating or arguing. You have discussions.
That's right.
And you present them with new information.
Civil discourse. Civil discourse.
Exactly. So that they can make a different decision.
Yep.
And just some people that I've respected in the game from conversations like that. Queen, she's very she comes off very
opinionated.
Nonchalant.
Yeah.
I can't think of the exact word, but very, hell, I can't think. I'll think of it when we wrap up. But she comes off sometimes nonchalant, but then there's the occasional nugget that she drops that's a completely different perspective, and it changes the conversation in my head. And I've literally stopped speaking sometimes and thought about what she has said specifically and from her experiences, because she's you know, self-admittedly biracial, and I think she was actually born in Ireland, but is a U.S. citizen. I think her parents were, her dad or something was military. So, you know, she's got a perspective and experiences that I don't, and I haven't had, and listening to or reading. You there? Hello?
Hey, Duke.
Yep.
Duke just appeared, guys. So, what's up, buddy?
I thought I smelled something. So she's got a whole perspective that has on occasion given me pause and made me think. And then of course there's others, and of course we always have radicals in different servers and things that I don't want to say I dismiss them, but I just kind of I don't bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and people don't know
so,
Queen is smart as a whip too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away from the fact here, while we were kind of on the subject for a second, Mr. Bio, you're no slouch for points yourself, though. Because you said you've been kind of retired. No, I've seen some of the numbers you put up, and I've been part of the wars, you know, with you and whatnot. Sir, you are no slouch.
Okay. Well,
He
I
says,
appreciate
okay.
that. I mean, I guess that I benefited from learning from some very good people that are very, very good in the game, and flying with different folks and just experiencing the game. Because at a point, I mean, do you guys ever feel like you go in game and you just can't lose? And then you get a little distracted and you go in and you almost have a goose egg. It's like you couldn't do anything right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah.
And then when I almost completely quit the game, I mean, you guys asked if it was, what was all bounds to talk about, and I said nothing. And Kegs, I think you mentioned you guys have asked, well, how much have you spent on the game? I honestly don't know, but I know that it's enough to probably pay for someone's college for a year.
Ooh.
or at least a semester. Now, I'm not talking about, an Ivy League or a Stanford or anything like that. Probably a community college or something. But I've spent a lot of money on the game. And when they went through all the problems that we're going through and it didn't seem like they cared about their customer, us, the players, I took off a couple months, almost quit the game. And the only thing that kept me around was the community of people that I have gotten to know, that have come to respect and appreciate, and the banter. And I'm in a small little server with some guys that we've been through it thick and thin, and it's almost just like a friendship bullshit chat.
Yeah.
And it might be quiet for 3 or 4 or 5 days, and then we'll start on something random, and then we'll run down that rabbit hole for a while.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool, the backgrounds of different people. We got several police officers, and then mentioned Queen, she's a nurse, and different folks that are in corporate life and some that aren't. And guys that like to wrestle bears and go disappear in the bush. And that's, I believe he could.
Well, we
After
actually
meeting him face to face, I believe he could.
we have a doctor coming up not too long from now, so yeah, I mean, we've got literally doctors to who knows what, princes allegedly. So yeah, it's just an awesome community. But by the way, Duke, we're about, 20 minutes in or whatever.
Sorry, I was in the okra patch and I got caught up.
No, you're fine, bro. No big deal.
Okra, yeah.
Yeah. Granddaddy used to eat that shit boiled, and it was just slimy and disgusting. I couldn't stand it.
I'm pickling it.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of jars.
Hell, I'm in your backyard. I just crossed the bridge coming into Pensacola.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I didn't. It's kind of last minute. I gotta zip over to Mobile and knock out a punch list on a couple of jobs, and then wrap it up so I can get paid. But anyway, sorry, that was chasing a different rabbit.
No, you're fine. No, absolutely.
Well, and that's one thing another thing I'd like to point out is, as busy as Mio's life has always seemed, no matter what's going on, the dude's always cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen you get upset about a damn thing.
That's because I hit it real well. There was times, because going back to the game, when all the shit was going on and the missiles, I mean, you buy a 1,000 fucking auto trackers, right? Autos. Auto means what? It automatically tracks.
Yep.
And they just go straight, and you've got a lock on your target.
Yeah, they just
or
drop.
you've got the trackers, and you got a lock, and the fucking missiles go straight. There were a couple times that I almost threw my iPad Pro across the room against the wall and said "fuck it." And I think a couple times in one of the USN groups, I was like, "Fuck." That was all I said.
Hey, that actually kind of reminds me. Duke actually knows more about it than I do, but have you heard of the Chosen Few server?
That was that tournament meal I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And it actually worked. It actually worked out. You can actually we can work it out and sync it up where you're on a server and you can face the same team over and over and over. And at least I had no problems with it until my teammates melted on me.
Yeah.
Until they flaked off.
Yeah, I had to forfeit because one of my teammates had a meltdown about halfway through or quarter way through. I was 6 or 7 matches in. He melted down, so I forfeited just to be gracious. and bow out and not cause problems. But yeah, this was the first one. They're now signing up for the new tournament, not this week, but next week. And it's a tier 5 cap. It's a tier 5 cap on the jets, which is cool. I get to break out the.
That is cool.
Nice.
That is cool because now you don't have to pay to play.
Exactly. Well, and that's another thing too. There's even discussions about doing naked tournaments where all you got sidewinders.
Yeah, we've even discussed doing nothing but guns one time just to see what happens.
I'd lose my ass because I for some reason I can't keep the screen. I can't keep it still enough to.
But yeah, they're doing this tier 5 cap on the jets. No armor upgrades. You can upgrade anything else, but no armor upgrades. And it's 7-7-7. 7 skirmish, 7 payloads, 7 deathmatch. The team can play 21. It's best out of 21, and so they're going to do 7-7-7 this time. So everybody has something that they're into,
Well,
what their specialty is.
I definitely want to shout those guys out that are doing that. Dope, especially. He created it, but basically, they've created features that the devs never did, and they're doing it all within the constraints of the game. And there's some smart people over there. Duke's one of them.
Live streaming, so you can watch the matches.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's turning into something really cool. Yeah. Maybe we can.
Yeah, but see, if I go into that, then I get sucked back in the game, and I'm just, and I've seen. Look, I'm an okay pilot in the game. I'm okay. I'm probably better than the average player.
Calling bullshit.
No. I've seen some guys that I just smoked my ass, and I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? How do they do that?
We've been heads up enough times. You're no like I said before. You're no slouch, dude. Give yourself some credit.
We faced each other. You've been eating me up.
Yeah, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm better than the average player. I'm not calling y'all average. I'm better than the average player. But there's some guys in the game that are like not even top 1%. They're like top 1/10 of a percent.
Yeah.
They're like they're the tits.
Well, it's like
and
the top 100 are a different level, and then the top 50 are a whole different level. It's crazy.
And then you got a top 5 that are like
just insane.
I've flown against some of these, and I forget the names, but I've flown against them, and I couldn't hit them with trackers, with autos, with fast. Could not hit them. Not even one time.
See,
that sounds like double deuce.
Approach. No, I've smoked double deuce. I've smoked him a few times, but and he smoked me. And with all due respect to him, But what's the guy's name? Alce Sarif or whatever. And
Alisov?
Yeah. I know his pattern. I know his game, and I can't fucking hit him. Can't hit him.
Well, and he's
go heads up with him.
He's
I'm telling you, go heads up with him.
Actually, that's where the chosen few could come in too.
And see, when I get into that mindset, I'm hunting him, and I forget to hit other targets, and I end up with, no points.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just so well. I'll get some because I'll launch some autos, and let them float and hit whatever.
Right. Well, so whenever I faced Alisov, and he, like you said, he's got a pattern and it works great. But if you heads up his ass, you can bobble him a little bit, and if you can knock him off of his perch, you got a chance. I figured that one out.
Well, and I don't know. I don't know if you know this. He's an actual Navy pilot for the NATO forces. So there's.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But see, Duke, you went advanced controls, right?
Yeah.
See, I haven't done that yet. Well, it's where you just move your device, right? Not with your thumbs.
My thumb, I have to go up and down. You have to use your thumb still, but left and right, I can use the device.
I haven't gone to that yet. It probably would improve my
And see, I use joystick for everything. I roll with my joystick and everything.
But do you do that with an external? Or
No, you can do that with just on the screen, that same joystick.
Yeah, no,
just like,
that's what I do. But who was it in one Australian dude? Really cool. He came over to USN and helped us a few times. Shit, can't remember his name. Really cool dude. He sent me a link. Who?
Was it Stig? No.
No, what Stig?
Rhino.
I'll remember later. But he sent me a link on an external control that you could lock on your phone while you're gaming, and it had a joystick on the outside, an actual joystick that you could
That's
use.
cool.
And he said it improved his game tremendously.
Well, so Gunner, you remember Gunner, right?
Oh yeah. Where is he?
I think he quit. He made his own squad for a while and was hanging out around there. And then all of a sudden he went poof. I don't know. I was gonna try and get a hold of him here one of these days. I miss talking with that goofy SOB. But he's the one.
God,
so
he's hilarious as shit.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! But the control layout that I use, he showed me. And like I don't turn with my joystick. I roll. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like when I turn my joystick to the left, my plane doesn't turn left; it just rolls to the left. I barrel roll, and then you use deflection of the stick from there to angle your turns and give you all your other little yaw and pitch and all that shit.
On a barrel roll, that's gotta help. That's gotta help you not get hit by missiles. That's gotta enhance your defense.
Yeah, not as much as you would think.
Well, I corkscrew when I barrel roll. If I'm trying to get away from a missile, I'll act like I'm going to turn, and then I'll barrel roll back around, and it kind of rolls out a longer barrel roll. And you're like, and it kind of confuses a missile sometimes.
Well,
A barrel roll actually helps with the strong missile to lock on.
do barrel roll.
That's when I figured out a barrel roll.
Why is it everybody can hit me with a fucking strong missile, but I can't hit a fucking broadside of a barn with a strong missile? With a lot. I've probably got 50,000 of those in my inventory because I just don't use them. I can't. They're useless as shit to me.
I blame Biden.
See, here's my better question. How is it that a guy flying damn near straight and level, my auto aim doesn't do shit to him? It just flies, it just like curves around him. But yet here I am in the middle of a furball, flipping and everything else, and just fucking going full fucking kung fu, and the auto aim will miss me, but then it'll loop around and hit me. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I got one better.
Oh.
How is it? I get hit by a fucking auto aim.
I'm good.
When I'm behind the fucking mountain and I'm low, and I have chafes on. How the fuck do you do that? One hits me.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had that happen too. I don't know.
And then my shit hits the side of the volcano and blows up.
Yeah, I've had something
I
similar
just-
like that.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I have no fucking warning, like there's a missile lock or nothing, just boom.
Yeah,
and then,
boom.
at the bottom of the screen it says auto aim. I'm like,
Yeah, that one really irritates the shit out of me. It's like, I can't dodge something if I don't know it's coming.
right. Exactly.
Well, that actually reminds me.
I think it's...
Oh, go ahead.
Have you guys noticed also that if you spend money right before the war or during the war, it enhances your play? You get more kills
Oh, yeah.
for a small period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually noticed that.
Those devs, they're not dumb.
That's a
It's like
fucking algo.
They'll
You
load
gotta
up,
be in the algo.
load up the bots for you.
Yeah, exactly. You go 8-0.
Well, and
Seven-
I take
7-0.
advantage of the whole bot thing,
Yeah.
and I've noticed this. Like,
Yeah.
if you haven't played for a while, like, and you get on, like your first two matches, they're cake. and then they start matching you with people you probably should be.
My first couple wars back was super easy. I'm like, oh, I haven't lost anything. I haven't lost a touch. And then when it started putting me with competitive levels, I was getting smoked, and oh yeah, I did lose a step.
Well, and I wonder how their matchmaking's actually done. I wish they'd release, like the algorithm or whatever. Obviously, it'd be done, but
yeah, then they give away their business model, right?
yeah, exactly. And
I'm gonna give them. I will say this as far as like for that tournament syncing up, because I had a brigadier general and I had a lieutenant colonel on my team, and the other team was brigadier general, I think all brigadier generals. And Popov may be I don't know if he's a brigadier or lieutenant general, but but it still linked us. I mean, it was like immediate, like 2 seconds. If it wasn't like 1 or 2 seconds synced in, and if the match was ready to go, then you pretty much knew it didn't lock on. You'd have to just back out of it and do it again.
yeah,
but it wasn't that lieutenant colonel wasn't throwing everything out.
Well, when I was a player, then right.
You would think, but when I was in LCL, I was up against BGNs and MGNs all the fucking time. It was annoying as shit.
But see, after the tournament, I've been facing a lot of colonels and stuff that I've not faced after flying in that tournament. That's what gets me. It's like I flew 6 matches with a colonel and they start throwing colonels at me. I'm eating them up, but people I've never seen before, and they're all colonels.
weird.
I wonder if it's the algo, that.
Well, and it's got to be maybe
like flew so many sorties with that Colonel or LCL.
Shout out to Butters.
Shout out to Butters. Oh, hamburgers.
Shout out to who?
Butters.
Butters. Butters. Yeah.
Explain Butters. Yeah, explain Butters to Mio.
Butters is, I think maybe 13, 14.
Yeah, I'd say.
And is a handful. And when he gets his head set on.
Hold on. Is this something I really need to know? Is it gonna warp or change my whole perspective of you?
No.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Continue on.
He just. We were trying to come up with a scheme because he was a lieutenant colonel to hang with these, higher ranks, and we got into matches, and I was looking down, and I had Corey and Popov were targeting me right out the gate. They both were targeting me. I was on backstep the whole time, and I'm looking down, and Butters is at 0-0. I'm like, "Where's Butters? Butters to run around the mountain hiding or something." Yes, around that way. He kept working this other scheme, and he wouldn't get in there. And actually, he probably could have got some kills because they were concentrating on me so much. And it was just funny. Butters, after 6 matches, had a meltdown. And he left out. But he wasn't going to run decals, and he was going to argue the point to the ground. Finally, we got to put a decal on. It was just funny. I like Butters. He melts down. He melts down.
Well, and keep in mind, Mio, you're talking about a 13, 14-year-old male kid that's basically been raised by Sky Warriors. So yeah, he's a handful.
Okay.
He's a good handful, though.
And Butters, I had Star Knight. Star Knight's 14. Star Knight's from Ireland, I think. And Butters is in England. Mm-hmm. And here I am over in Alabama, and I'm just laughing the whole time at these because they're like brothers arguing. And it was fun. I hadn't played. It didn't matter if I forfeit or not. I had a blast laughing at them.
Yeah, they're both good kids. They really are.
Who knows, Dookie? You might end up getting my ass out of retirement because, yeah,
it'd be cool. It'd be a good team.
He already asked me. If I'd jump in with him on his next round, and I told him I would. So
who agrees or disagrees with this statement? The Hornet was the baddest motherfucking plane in the game until they fucking nerfed it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Dude, I used to outrun fucking missiles. I used to fucking outrun. So did Queen. I was in a match with her, and I shot a fucking. I had a lock on her. I shot a fucking tracker at her, and she just fucking scalded ass, like ran off the fucking screen, outran it, and came back and killed me.
Yep.
Because I was after somebody else.
I can still do it rarely with decals. Like, I can turn my speed up, but it's not like it was before, for sure. And that's the last plane I bought, actually, was the 18.
Dude, I love the Hornet before they nerfed it. I love it. It elevated my game. I went from like a 65 to 67, 68% win rate to like 72.
Yeah.
It was a game changer for me. I loved that plane. And then when they nerfed it, just
I noticed that upgrading it now doesn't kill other. It doesn't kill. You know, mine was at the point where if you upgraded anything, it would negative something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I went through it today, looking at it, and I went through the upgrades on it, there's nothing negative. It's all positive now. That it's just upgrading. It's not
really.
Well, and that's logical because in real life, when you upgrade something, it doesn't.
right.
But speed's going to affect your agility, your turning and banking and shit. But more armor will reduce your speed. But for the most part, it's minuscule. But yeah, that's a good point, Duke. I noticed that as well because I'm upgrading that F-15 and it's a pretty good plane, but.
Can't believe it, but my F-18 still has more mobility stock than the F-15. But I guess
look at it.
I'm way up in the, my F-18 is.
I bet you ought to be maxed.
It's close to max.
I was going to say, dude,
How long
that
have you been in
fucking.
the game? 3 years? Or how long, dude?
2.5, gotta be 2.5.
Yeah.
I
You
missed like,
had damn near 2 million points when I first joined USN.
yeah. And
You had a shit ton.
Then I missed 5 months and then came back.
Well, let me ask you this, Mio. Would you come back and visit with us again?
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure.
This is like a fireside chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fireside chats. It's one of the best thing ever.
Minus the fire, and I'm not going to fucking UP to have a campsite fire.
No
It's
reason
not that
to.
bad up here.
I'll deal with the heat down here in Florida. Yeah, right now. But you got about 6 weeks and you're snug.
Probably 2-3 months yet.
Maybe 8. Yeah. Okay.
Well, before we let you go and stuff, you want to shout out your son one more time? What was his name again?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll pump him up. Ashton Bryant Burdett.
All right. That's awesome. And he's fighting out of Chattanooga?
He's gonna hate that I give him the nickname, but he's at right now. He's been considering maybe going down and I need to post this out there if you don't mind.
No.
He's been thinking about going to the Goat Shed down in Miami. Those guys are producing some top-notch talent. He's been thinking about going down there after he gets his first couple fights under his belt. But
Very cool.
We'll see. It's his thing. I'm respecting that and supporting him. I'm not trying to be that fucked up parent that is living vicariously through his children.
You don't want to be Tiger Woods'
I'm
dad?
respecting his space. I'm respecting his it's his thing and it's his dream, and he's the one fighting literally and figuratively to achieve his dream. I'm just there to support him, and of course there'll never be a fight that I'll miss. But he's this is his thing. He's doing it on his own. I'm proud of him.
Well, dude,
So, yeah.
he's got fans here, And I'll tell you this, if we can do anything to help him, even create like short videos, something like that, let him know that we can definitely do that, because we have the infrastructure to do it now. Even Duke is going to be capable of doing that really soon. So
Awesome.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy.
If there's anything I can do to help you guys, let me know. I'm still in game, but I'm not. I say I'm not as active. I'm just 2-3 wars ago, I posted up 100 something K in points, but then this last war I posted 30, and the war before that was a 0 because I was sick. So I won't be in game this week because of traveling and work, but I'm still in game, still enjoying it, and I'm still in probably 8 servers.
Okay.
And I don't really speak in them, but I do monitor. I guess some would call it lurk, but I don't. Right now, I don't feel like I have anything to contribute to this conversation, so I just read them.
Yeah.
In the mail.
Well, I tell you what, boys.
Pretty much.
How about one more final question for Mr. Dano?
All right, shoot.
Who wants to go first? Duke? Myself? Who wants to go first? Kegs? I've got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
My question is, you say you're not playing as much, but you said you just put up like 100K not long ago, and
Yeah,
that's
like 2-3 wars ago. Yeah.
I guess my question is,
Points up is easy.
see, that was going to be my question. Like, is it just time related?
It's time related.
Yeah.
It's all time related. If I have the time, if I can sneak in a typical war, if I can have about 3 to 4 hours throughout that war, I can put up anywhere from 20 to 40, 50,000 points.
Oof.
But if I don't have the time, and I'll jump on, and right now we've got USN. They have USN set up to where it's just for fun. Do what you got, do what you can. No minimum. Just to try to enjoy the game or relax. Which is not how we morphed into. We got to a point where it was 20,000 point minimum, yada yada yada. And then it started getting to be a full-time job, and
That's how
and
it
you
works.
just get sucked into that, right? Because your competitiveness, you want to win.
And then the loyalty. Yeah. Yep.
Right, and the loyalty, and and then it's a grind, but still enjoyable. But it's a grind. Starts to become a job, but now it's just if I have time, I enjoy putting the points up. But if I don't have time, I feel the pressure still, even though there's no minimum.
Yeah.
And I spent so much money on the game. I can't just delete the game and walk away because of the inventories I have. I have tens of thousands of fucking missiles.
Wow.
Tens of thousands. And I probably have over 200 hours of free fuel and probably 80 to 100 hours of double points.
Wow. Well,
I'm going to burn the inventories out, and then I may make a decision at that point whether I play the game or walk away at that stage.
Sure. Well, I tell you what.
But that's
get,
like 6 months away, 8 months away.
Oh, at least, yeah, especially with that inventory. But you got to come back and talk to us. Unfortunately, we have another interview coming up. But
No worries.
Before we let you go, I do want to shout out you and thank you for coming on. I want to thank the community for really blowing our minds and listening to all these things that we're putting out. We got some bigger things coming as far as skits wise, and also want to thank the Stacys for giving us music, their official albums for all of our use. So.
Can I say 2 things real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're done.
Absolutely.
One, and the most important of the 2 things is appreciate you guys doing this. It's cool as fuck. um, it adds another layer of community, right? And as you and I talked, what, a month ago or a month and a half ago or whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
it memorializes the game in a sense. That, like you mentioned, like a time capsule,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
And the second thing is roll, motherfucking Tide, roll. Let's
Roll
get
Tide.
another national championship, baby.
Roll
Jesus bleeds
Tide.
crimson. Jesus
Roll
bleeds
Tide.
crimson. Church is on Saturday, bitches.
Got too much
Oh.
Bama in me. All right. Well, I guess with that being said, he's Duke. I'm Cool.
And I'm Kegs, and we're the fuck out.